Hi, Ed Diaz here from Roland, and we're at Knobcon 2019, and it's my pleasure to introduce the brand new Fantom. Obviously, Fantom is synonymous with big workstations, excellent sounds, music creation, live performance, and this one is not going to disappoint. So if we take a look right away, the Fantom has, fully robust chassis in here, and if we look right away, we see that we have a lot of tactile controls, a lot of buttons on top, and a color touchscreen right on top. So this is something that's real good. Also, you're going to notice that we have a lot of synthesizer controls right on the very top. So we can adjust oscillator parameters, filters, amp, envelope, all the parameters associated, and effects. Also, we did not forget the sample pad banks and the pad mode, which allows you to do a lot of different functions within the pad. So this is something that's totally cool here. Now, when we talk about the sounds in here, this one has some great sound engines. The first one being the V-Piano sound engine. So remember, the V-Piano is our premier piano engine, and it normally goes for about $6,000 just to get that engine. In the slab version, well, it's automatically included in here, and so you get a super premium piano. Also, we have a new Zen Core engine, which has a multitude of great PCM sounds and also virtual analog. Very easy to get into. So for example, if I wanted to take a look at that, one way I could do it is go menu, tone edit, and go in there, but rather than do that with the new parameters on top, we can go into oscillators and I can hit parameter, takes me right to that screen right there. And this is where I can choose what I want to use. So as you see right here, I can choose within my new Zen engine, PCMs, virtual analog, PCM, so on and so forth. So check it out. If I use the PCM side, watch the oscillator parameter. It gets that function for the oscillator parameters, but if I go to virtual analog, different parameters right away. So a lot of good stuff we have going. For all of my synth people out there, of course we have all the different cool stuff, but we also have two-step LFOs. I love this right here. So say on the LFOs, we can not only adjust the position of the steps, but we can adjust the depth being positive or negative, and within there we can adjust the type of curves that are within each step. So as you can see, different curves, and if you're on a different step, no problem, you can have an entirely different curve in there. So you can really come up with some interesting things. So this is with one step LFO. We go down, we actually have another step LFO. So you can have a sound modulate over time and really change over time. And this is per tone, and we could have up to 16 tones layered inside each scene in here. So really nice and robust. Let's take a look at the scenes. If we take a look at the scene section up here, one way we can view it is just go in, choose a scene. If you want to look a little bit deeper into the scene and see what sounds are available, one, you can see immediately what tones are on within the zones, and we have 1 through 8. Press the button, you go 9 through 16. But another way we can do it is we can hit zone view right here. Hit zone view, and you can immediately see the single zone that it's on, 1. You can see 4 zones, 8 zones, and the full 16 zones. And if I go back to 4, so you can see, there's a lot of different parameters you could choose right on top of the screen. And everything you adjust, you can save within a scene. This is all, everything is controlled with the scene. So whatever you do over here, and also within the sequencer, which we're about to get to, it is saved to that particular scene. So let's move over into the sequencer area right here. So inside the sequencer, Inside the sequencer area, of course, you see the transport controls right here, but also you're going to see we have TR Rec. So just like on our TR8S and our different other products from the Era line, if you hit TR Rec, now these buttons, you can actually go ahead and assign the different steps in that pattern in there. So that makes it really cool, and depending on what I hit, it'll come up with those patterns and I can easily do them. Once I have my TR Rec correct how I want it and whatever edits I've done, I just easily go in and turn it into a pattern. So inside the Fantom now, we have 16 tracks with 8 patterns per track, and within each pattern you can have up to 32 measures. Great thing about this, it's you can jump around with your different patterns, so I can go ahead and record something here, and then I can record something there, and then I can have variations and cue them live. Once I have all my patterns established, and let me tell you what, let me go to a different one so you can kind of see a little bit better. Say I have a bunch of patterns here, and I can have something playing like this, and then if I want to, I can say, trigger this one, and just really move stuff around. Very easy. Okay, so as you can see, we can have patterns playing from multiple sections within inside the sequencer, and if we like this arrangement, we can actually create a group. Create a group right here, and we can take this different group, and so we can call them up quickly, but then we can go into the song, and we can make a song by choosing amongst those groups in there. So right in there, make it very easy to go in there and get it, and here's an example of how that would look. Of course, patterns, we have the different groups, and we have a song right there. We just did one on this example, but very, very hip and very fun to go through. Also, let's talk about the ins and outs, the IOs on here. So the IOs inside the Fantom, of course, phones, we have that going. We have balanced output, XLR balanced output, so right there, and then balanced quarter-inch outputs as well. Also, we have 2 pairs of sub-outs, so that way if we wanted to, we can go ahead and route different sounds to those sub-outs very easily. We have an analog filter. I almost forgot, analog filter output. So if I'm running not the digital, but the analog filter that we have in here, and we don't want any other digital effects, we can run directly out of the analog filter and keep it a real nice clean signal that way. Also has 2 CV gate out inputs right here, so if you want to use any type of modular gear with the Fantom, it's totally possible. Of course, USB A and B on here, and then also external device USB, which are going to be used in the future for different controller options for you. Also 2 balanced line inputs for a microphone or line inputs, and it does have Fantom power. So there's actually 2 of them, so we can bring in audio through the Fantom this way and also use it for sampling. Also 4 pedal inputs in the back here, fully assignable, and then of course 1 MIDI in and 2 MIDI out. So for all of my professionals and all my gigging musicians that want to use this as your master keyboard for your keyboard rig, it will totally do it. Everything saves to a scene. But wait, no, there's more. Check this out. So nowadays we understand at Roland that in the past the workstations were like the hub of your studio as far as creating songs. Well, we've understand times have changed, and now the computer seems to be more the one. So you can use your Fantom for your ideas, still do songs and everything, but now we have the best integration we've ever had. We've actually worked with the engineers at Apple in Cupertino, and now you can go ahead and just press DAW control. I have it hooked up with USB. Press DAW control, and it's automatically hooked up with the main stage. So my church musicians or my musicians that use main stage, I can change my sets, I can change my patches up and down. I didn't do anything different. I just hit DAW control, and then I can easily come in here and adjust different aspects of main stage without ever touching it. Okay, this is also true with Logic and also GarageBand. Just have it plugged in, put it in vendor mode with the necessary drivers, and it will line up with the Apple environment for you. So that's being main stage, GarageBand, and Logic. Very cool. So this is something that's out now. We just announced it a couple of days ago. Check your local dealers, and if you have any other questions, please feel free to hit us up. Also, stay tuned and subscribe and hit notification, because we are about to start a lot of how-to videos on Roland product support on YouTube, and we're going to take you through this beast of a machine bit by bit and get you to be the best you can be. All right, my name is Ed Diaz with Synthtopia here at Knobcon 2019. You guys take care. We'll talk to you later.